So what is the deal with XRP and why will it make waves in the altcoin market? Well, it's not just another cryptocurrency. XRP is being positioned as a key player in the future of global payments, and there are some major factors behind that. First, let's start with the World Economic Forum, or WEF for short. Love them or hate them, the WEF has a track record of backing technologies before they blow up. Think electric vehicles, AI, and renewable energy. Now they're backing Ripple, the company, and their cryptocurrency XRP. When an organization like the WEF puts its support behind something, it's a sign that big changes are coming. Ignoring that could mean missing out on something major. XRP is in a league of its own when it comes to the WEF's attention. They've even dedicated a page on their website to Ripple, praising it for doing for value what the internet did for information. This is a big deal because Ripple is being positioned as a cornerstone of the future digital economy. Bitcoin, Ethereum, or other cryptos, they are not getting this level of endorsement. So how does Ripple and specifically XRP create value in the financial system today? Let me give you an example. Say you need to send money to a friend in Canada. Maybe you owe them 1,000 Canadian dollars for something like some amazing seats at a hockey game. Traditionally, you use the SWIFT system. Here's how that would go. 1. The sender goes to their local bank and requests the transfer of 1,000 Canadian dollars. If the sender's bank doesn't have a direct relationship with Canadian banks, it needs to rely on a larger intermediary bank that operates internationally. The sender's bank transfers the money to this intermediary, usually through a central banking system such as the Federal Reserve in the US. The intermediary bank forwards the funds to a Canadian financial institution like the Bank of Canada before it reaches the recipient's bank. Each step involves multiple fees and time delays, sometimes taking days for the funds to arrive. By the time the money hits the recipient's account, extra costs have been deducted at each step. Now, let's look at Ripple's system. Here's how it works with Ripple and XRP, streamlining the entire process. The sender initiates the transfer for 1,000 Canadian dollars through their bank, but instead of going through intermediaries, Ripple's network immediately steps in. Market makers in Ripple's network convert the sender's US dollars into XRP almost instantly, serving as the liquidity providers that facilitate the exchange. The XRP is sent directly to Canada through Ripple's system, avoiding the slow, costly intermediary steps that the traditional banking system requires. On the receiving side, another market maker converts the XRP into Canadian dollars. These funds are then deposited into the recipient's bank account in seconds. The transaction is completed with minimal fees and no delays. Everything happens almost instantly. By using XRP as the bridge currency, Ripple cuts out the need for multiple banks and intermediaries, which drastically reduces the time and cost for cross-border payments. Market makers ensure there is enough liquidity to facilitate the conversion between US dollars and Canadian dollars in real time, making the process seamless and efficient. Now let's compare XRP to Bitcoin, since they're often mentioned together. First, Bitcoin uses a system called proof of work to validate transactions. In this system, miners compete to solve complex cryptographic puzzles, and the first to solve it adds the transaction to the blockchain. They are rewarded Bitcoin for their efforts. This process uses a huge amount of electricity because of the intense computing power involved. For instance, one Bitcoin transaction uses 1,173 kilowatt hours of electricity. According to Fortune, that's the same amount of power an average American home uses in 6 weeks. By contrast, Ripple uses a validator consensus system where independent validators agree on transactions without the need for mining. This process is vastly more energy efficient. A single XRP transaction uses about 2.03 watt hours of electricity, which is incredibly small compared to Bitcoin's massive energy consumption. That's nearly 578,000 times less energy used per transaction, making XRP way more eco-friendly. Another reason XRP stands out is because it's ISO compliance, specifically 20022, which is the global messaging standard for financial institutions. This makes XRP ready to integrate into the future financial system, especially when it comes to things like central bank digital currencies. No other cryptocurrency has this level of compatibility, which puts XRP ahead of the game. Now, Now, let's talk about some recent developments. Ripple's been in a legal battle with the SEC for years, and recently they scored a major win. A federal judge ruled that XRP is not considered a security when sold on public exchanges. This clears the way for more widespread use of XRP without the threat of heavy regulations. However, the court did rule that institutional sales of XRP are still considered securities, so there are still some legal challenges ahead. But this partial win has already boosted XRP's value, and institutional investors are definitely paying attention. Ripple also has strong political connections. They have strong ties on both sides of the aisle. For instance, Ken Kurson, a former Ripple board member, worked closely with Donald Trump, and Ripple's chief legal officer, Stuart Alderati, made a donation of 624,000 XRP, worth $300,000 at the time, to Trump's 2024 campaign. On the other side, Ripple co-founder Chris Larson endorsed Kamala Harris for president, and another former Ripple board member, Gene Sperling, left the Biden administration to work on Harris's campaign. Ripple also has a high-profile figure in Rosie Rios, the former U.S. Treasurer who joined Ripple's board. Rios' signature appears on all the U.S. currency minted from late November 2009 through the summer of 2016. These bipartisan connections give Ripple an edge no matter which party is in power. Ripple's leadership team is also working closely with Congress to push for clear crypto regulations. They've got a solid public policy team led by Lauren Believe, who used to work on Capitol Hill, as well as in the White House during the Obama administration. These political connections are critical because they can help favorably shape the future of how cryptocurrencies are regulated in the U.S. Finally, there's some exciting news coming up for XRP. Grayscale, one of the largest cryptocurrency asset managers, launched their XRP trust on September 12, 2024. While this trust is currently available only to accredited, wealthier investors, it's an important step because Grayscale had prior successes converting their Bitcoin and Ethereum trusts into ETFs, and an XRP ETF might be next. This would open XRP investing to a much larger audience and make it far more accessible for retail investors. Is there anything specific about XRP you're curious about? Drop a comment below and let me know about it. To sum it all up, Ripple has the backing of WEF, strong political ties, and now some major momentum in the legal system. With the SEC ruling in the Grayscale XRP trust, XRP is positioned to play a major role in the future of global finance. If you've been on the fence about XRP, now's the time to take a closer look. Big changes are coming, and XRP is at the center of it all. If you want to be sure to get weekly updates on XRP and the stock market as a whole, be sure to hit the subscribe button and stay prepared.